Hi peeps, here I am again. Right, I want to talk a little bit about mental health and how this tabbing helps me. Now, one of the things about mental health, especially amongst men, is you don't want to talk about it. Yeah? You're struggling, you're having problems, yeah, but you don't want to talk about it. You feel embarrassed about it. Well, let me tell you now, don't feel embarrassed. Yeah. As the saying goes, it's okay not to be okay. And that, funny enough, is a film that I love watching, Fisherman's Friends, and the Fisherman's Friends One for All. Yeah, in there, the main character speaks about the fact that he was struggling, he was having problems. His father had died, he became a bit of a twat, yeah, and the people around him supported him, gave him all the encouragement to get better. And one of the things I've been doing for many a year now is coming out and tabbing because it helps me. Now, one of the things is I get out in nature, I look at this wonderful countryside that I've got around me, and I've got the benefit of having this on my doorstep. But it means I can get out, I can look at nature, I can forget about the strains and struggles of life. But when I had my stroke back in September, uh, that all came to a bit of a grinding halt. And I have to admit, I struggled. I really did struggle to the point that, speaking with Lisa, we decided that I needed to get help, which we truly did. Uh, the nurse that was dealing with my stroke, she saw what was going on, and a lot of it was to do with the fact that I was locked in four walls. I couldn't get out, couldn't do things. They'd asked me to set goals after my stroke that I wanted to try and achieve. And one of them was get out tabbing. The other one was get back to playing my guitars. Yeah, and the other one was getting back to playing golf. And because I'd lost most of my mobility in my left arm and my left hand, that was a struggle. But I went out, I did a tab, this tab I'm doing now actually, but I didn't realise I'd gone so far. Yeah, I'd gone down to the reservoir, which is 2.5 miles from my house. I got my music on, so I was lost in my own little world, what with the nature and the music going. And I got down to the reservoir where I normally turn around and realised, Christ, I've come a bit far. Because I was only a few weeks after having my stroke. So I tabs it back, so I'm back home. I've done about 5 miles. And Lisa was really concerned because apparently the left side of my face had dropped. As I was talking, I was dribbling, and she thought I'd had another stroke. And then we got in touch with the nurse. The nurse came out, checked me over, says to me, I don't think you're having another stroke. I think what it is, you've overexerted yourself. Now, one thing for me was when they were on about these goals, I honestly thought that give it a couple of weeks and obviously you'll be sorted. But it wasn't the case. And here we are. Like I said, I had the stroke in September. Here we are in mid-January, and I'm still recovering. But one of the things is, like I say, especially with men, you don't want to talk about you're struggling with things. And that's one of the biggest mistakes you could ever make. I got diagnosed with PTSD just prior to me leaving the British Army in 2000. And it all came to a head. One of the things was the strains and struggles that I was expecting after coming out of the army after 23 years. I didn't know what the hell I was going to be doing, what was going to happen to me. I got a house, got a wife, got 2 kids, yeah, but it was what's happening now. And it all came to a head to the point where I actually got sectioned into Southampton General Hospital and then diagnosed with PTSD. So I make a point now of if I feel like I'm struggling or going down that slippery slope, yeah, I will normally put my Bergen on and come out and do a tab because it clears my head. It makes me realise that life isn't that bad at all. I help run what we call a men's group, yeah, in the village. And again, we've got people that have come along that are struggling, and it's a chance for them to speak to other people that have been in the same boat. Yeah, so they come along, we have a couple of hours, a bit like the military actually. We just sit there and talk rubbish, have a bit of banter. Yeah, but things do come out. And we've had a couple of guys turn up and they've asked for assistance, asked for support, and we've provided that. Myself and a lad called Anthony Marvin. So Anthony, if you're watching this, mate, pleasure working with you, mate, it really is. Anthony's the youth worker in the village. Well, he doesn't just do youth, he does all sorts. But it's a way where we can find out that each of us are struggling, yeah, and provide support. That's the thing. Now, I'm not a professional. However, I've got a qualification in mental health now because last year I did an online course about mental health and how to recognise the signs. I knew the signs anyway, yeah, because I've seen it in myself. But by using my own personal experiences, yeah, I'm putting them into my thesis that I had to submit to get the qualification. I was told by my tutor that it's one of the best things that she's ever seen because we spoke about my experience of suffering with mental health. So like I say, I come out tabbing, play my guitars, that helps me, and I'm getting back to doing that again. Yeah, and obviously playing golf, love playing golf. Love playing with the lads that I play with on a Saturday morning. Yeah, again, we get out, we have a good old laugh and everything, get a bit of exercise, and that's the thing. Exercise in your body, exercises your mind. Yeah. So I would strongly advise it to anyone. I'm not on about going out tabbing with a burger on your back, even if it's just a brisk walk outside. Yeah, getting away from all the trials and tribulations of today. I mean, today is one of the worst days ever for anyone, I think. What with old Trump being inaugurated as the President of the United States. What a joke that is. But that just shows you what the American people are like, I think. And that's my opinion. No one else's. That's my opinion. But yeah, mental health, you need to try and keep on top of it. Don't let it get you to the point where I did, where I ended up getting sectioned in a hospital. The therapist that I had while I was in hospital was absolutely fantastic. We got to the bottom of what my problem was. And like I say, it was some of the stuff that I'd seen during my military career. But the main thing was the fact that I'd never spoken about it. And then when I spoke with my kids to explain to them about what Dad got up to when he was in the army, it all sort of fell into place and it worked. So yeah, take that time. If it may be a stranger that you're talking to, maybe someone that you've got no idea what they're about. Yeah, and like I say, our men's group in the village, that's it. There's myself and Anthony. They don't know us from Adam, but they do now. That's a big thing, and it's now a case of that men's group is growing. We're getting to know one another. We know when each other's struggling. Yeah, we can recognise the signs. Yeah, and we can support one another. And it's something in today's society that is sadly lacking there, supporting one another. Yeah, the fact is we're all human beings. We all should be able to get together, support one another, instead of being the selfish society that we are. But I won't get into that one too much. Anyway, I'm just getting to the point where I'm getting down to the bottom of the reservoir. I say it's beautiful here. It's quite a busy country road here. For those of you that don't know, if you're walking out on country roads, always walk towards the oncoming traffic as I'm doing. Yeah, it's better to see what's possibly going to hit you than someone hitting you at the backside. At least you can try and avoid it. But I see people walking down the middle of country roads such as this. I see people walking on the same side as the traffic should be going down. And this road can be a nightmare at times for the youngsters using it like a racetrack. So if you are going out, walking, tabbing, whatever you want to make it, yeah, make sure that you're safe. That's the big thing. So anyway, that's enough waffle from me. Yeah, as we always say, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I'm not saying do it, saying consider it. We don't tell you what to do. You've got your own mind. But the main thing is, if you're out there and you've watched this and you've got some enjoyment out of it, yeah, please subscribe. Yeah, follow us on. You'll see loads of things coming up in the future. But my main concern for you all is that you remain happy and you remain safe. So I'm going to switch off now. And as Keith says, to you all the best and let's tab.